FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Let's talk a little bit more about Mr. Obama. How do you think he handled the Reverend Wright incident that was played up so heavily in the press?
Well, he was slow, real slow. Initially, Barack said that he wasn't present when the speech was made. I called his operation totally alarmed. Said, "You've been there 20 years. You're going to be made to look really like a terrible liar if you say you were not present, because that was not the first time your pastor has made remarks like that." He went back to the drawing boards and, in fact, proceeded to say in his great speech in Philadelphia that the issue on race, et cetera, but he also added 2 or 3 lines that probably should not have been in the speech, and that is that he could no more reject his pastor and his spiritual advisor than he could reject his grandmother. Well, give me a break. You know, you selected your spiritual advisor. Your grandmother got you, she selected you. So you don't, there's a difference in the rejection process. And so that was a mistake. He never should have said, because after all, his book, The Audacity of Hope, is the title of a sermon from Reverend Wright, from Jeremiah Wright. And his children were baptized by Wright. He was married to his wife by Wright. And there's been a close relationship. He should have said, when he announced he was running, and when he asked Wright to not come do the invocation at his announcement in Springfield, he was conscious, obviously at that moment, that Wright was a potential problem. We politicians do have instincts, and he was conscious that Wright might be a problem. Well, none of us knew that Wright was as much of a problem, potentially, as Obama should have known. And at the time that he did his number on the announcement, that's the day he should have said, and in my making this announcement, I am breaking with my spiritual advisor and my pastor, who's got a different view about America, a view I don't share. And I'm running to remove people like him and the things that he represents from influencing the body politic. It's a painful separation, but I want to have nothing to do with Jeremiah Wright. And as a matter of fact, I bought him a ticket to Rwanda. Then he wouldn't have had to make any of the speeches. Fox News wouldn't have had to. So his timing was just terrible. I mean, just terrible. He ultimately did become angry enough to say the things that I just essentially said. But it was a year and 2 months after he had said, please don't do the invocation. Now, you tell me, if that isn't slow, I don't know what is slow.